Okay, part two of the why I chose the M1A, the M14. I had to stop because my backdrop was literally about to become a backdrop and fall down, and then that would have really looked stupid. But anyway, we got it sort of stabilized. We'll see how the wind cooperates here. Back to why I chose the M14 M1A. We already covered the availability of ammo. It's a pretty popular hunting cartridge, and the next reason is it is an excellent hunting cartridge. Just about any game, large game in the North American continent, you can knock down a 308 if you put the placement of the shot correctly. Shot placement, if you shoot a deer in a hindquarter or a hog in a hindquarter, they can run and live for hours, and they'll be suffering, and they may live through it, and it fester up and it get infected and they suffer. Okay, the same with a human being. If you have to take a shot, a bad guy on you, you don't want him to be able to continue the fight. You want to knock him down ASAP. So you get a large cartridge with a lot of kinetic energy, and you can go ahead and knock them down. But if you shoot them in the leg, it's not going to be a kill shot. Okay, if you shoot them in the belly, it's not necessarily going to be an instant kill shot. There have been recorded incidents where people were shot through the heart with a 357 Magnum and continued until they killed the police officer who shot them. Okay, simple as that. If you got an opponent that's drugged up, like the opponents we had when the Marines went in through Fallujah, they were high on adrenaline, pure adrenaline. There's an excellent book out there. My Men Are My Heroes is the name of the book, and it was made by a sergeant major. I believe he was a sergeant major. He was a staff sergeant during Fallujah. I think he's been promoted now to a sergeant major. But anyway, they were shooting these guys 10, 12, 14 times, and unless it was a brain shot, I mean a great brain shot, they would not go down. They refused to go down. They ended up blowing this building up after these two guys already shot the piss out of this platoon and done killed one of the soldiers outright, shot the hell out of several other soldiers, including the sergeant who wrote the book, and they ended up blowing the entire building up on these knuckleheads. And when it was all over, they walked over there to see if they could find the bodies, and one of them still had the fortitude and the energy after an entire building fell on him to throw a grenade at our guys, which almost got one of them. That's what I'm talking about. You have to have great shot placement in order to ensure a kill. That's the end of the argument. A wounded soldier, you know, way off is one thing. A wounded soldier right there with you, you know, enemy soldier, that's a totally different story. He could still kill you. So the knockdown power of the 308 versus the 223 or 270 is just outstanding what it'll do. The accessories you can buy for this gun, like I've already said, there is Sage, there is Troy Industries, Voltor, and Springfield Armory. There's dozens of manufacturers who either build an entire stock system, modifications to the existing stock system, or accessories, rails, lights, bipods, optics. You know, you can use a lot of the equipment for an AR-15. You can use it once you have the 1913 rails that come with the Sage stock, the Voltor stock, or the Troy Industries chassis system. Okay, you can use dozens of these things, but if you're putting on optics, you have to have that optic set up for the 308 round. Otherwise, the ballistics will be completely different, because a 308 will outstrip a 223 all day long as far as what it'll do on the further end. Okay, let's get back to some of the drawbacks to this weapon system.